Hey guys, welcome back to the Foolish Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. Just wanted to give you my thoughts after Michigan's 27-24 victory over the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Michigan secures the Little Brown Jug. And this was an interesting, weird, quirky game. If you didn't see it, it raises some interesting questions about Michigan. And I also find the what ifs in football are all over the place, and maybe they are in every game, but they just caught my attention in this game. I'll get to those towards the end. If you didn't watch the game, Michigan started off actually throwing the ball. Orji was trying to complete some passes and such, and it was being somewhat effective. I think they ended up scoring a touchdown drive, 27-yard Mullins run to go up 7-0. I think in the first quarter, right? Second drive, I think it was. Okay. Then Michigan started flexing their defense, if you will. Got some sacks. Mason Graham had a couple sacks. You had some other sacks in there. They were stifling the Minnesota offense. Michigan got a short field again. I think it was, number 10, I believe it was. He ripped the ball away from the Minnesota Golden Gopher inside the 20-yard line, going towards, the short end of the field, and Michigan paid it off. Another touchdown from Mullins. 14-0. Okay. Next possession, 3 and out, punt, block the punt, great. There might have been one more in there where Michigan didn't score, but they block the punt, and they get the ball inside like the 15-yard line. It was actually the 11 because they hit Morris for a little dump-off pass, and he took it into the end zone. 21-0 Michigan. Okay, everything's going great. This is in the first half. Okay, this offense is looking good. Orji's looking decent, average. I can handle that. I can see that. Okay. And then Minnesota did something a little bit weird. At the end of the half, not weird at all, really. They went hurry up. It was like under 2 minutes to go, and they go hurry up. And that kind of changed the whole flow of the game because suddenly Michigan's defense was kind of off guard. They were not making the nice usual substitutions. And Minnesota actually hit a Hail Mary to get down. They got tackled at like the 1-yard line with 2 seconds to go. They quickly got their, as you guys know, the clock stops on first downs then in the game, and they run on the field and they kick a field goal, 21-3. Okay, whatever. It's still okay. But the second half collapses continue for Michigan. It was Arkansas State that got an extra 10 or 14 points in the fourth quarter. USC, who dominated the second half last week. And now, the fourth quarter of this game, Michigan was outscored 21-3, I believe it was. 21-3, yeah, 21-3. Suddenly the defense can't get a stop. The offense can't get a first down. And what a momentum change. Suddenly the special teams failed miserably and let a 60-yard punt return go after Michigan went a 3 and out. And just some of those plays that are just crazy. One of them that was really interesting, it was 24-3. And I got to give props. A positive to me for this game was the coaches finally got Edwards and Moline and Orji on the field together. And it was great. There was some creativity. Wow. Some creativity. But the key play here, Michigan was driving. They were looking okay. And Loveland went up the seam. And Edwards ran up on a wheel route out of the backfield. And both were wide open. Definitely Edwards. No one was covering Edwards. He'd blown by the linebacker or cornerback who seemed to be sinking into a zone, maybe. I don't know what. And Orji decided to throw not up the seam, but to the middle of the field where the defender was. And the ball got intercepted. If he throws up the seam, big play. Loveland. If he throws and hits Edwards, touchdown. And it's 31-3, and the game's over. But he didn't, and this is where those pivotal plays of football happen. Instead of being the game over, the game totally flipped on its head. Suddenly, Minnesota had full life. They drive down. Good drive. Score a touchdown. Actually, backtrack that. In that play, they had a fourth down play. Mason Graham got his hands up on a guy under the chin. Not on the face mask, I don't think, under the chin. Got called for hands to the face. I don't know if that's really hands to the face. When I always think of hands to the face, I think of where they get the hand on the face mask and push it. But, if he got it down here, maybe. Okay, that happens. He deflected the pass. Okay. Instead of being Michigan ball, First down Minnesota, they score like 2 plays later. Okay, 24-10. But then Michigan gets the ball back and they go 3 and out. They do first down, 8-yard run. Second down, 1-yard run. Third down, 3rd and 1. Well, we're going to run. And they do a run blitz, and our offensive line doesn't even block a guy on the line. Just goes in, stuffs Mullins. Punt. There comes your 60-yard punt return. Gets them back inside the 20-yard line. Touchdown. Suddenly it's 24-17. I don't know what this team's going to be. But at least they responded when they totally, absolutely needed to. Just like last week. Mullins saved the day. Here, Michigan was able to grind out a 6+ minute drive and get a Zavada field goal. He had a 53-yarder, I think it was, earlier in the game into the win. Now he kicks a 35-yarder, I believe it was. Go up by 10 points, 27-17. Big kick. But Minnesota gets the ball back. And suddenly now, hands to the face doesn't matter. TJ Guy gets his helmet pushed off. Completely gone. He actually makes a sack on the quarterback, and no penalty there. That would have been nice. 15 yards further back on the field would have been nice, but no, you can't call that refs. And then I'm not going to complain about the refs because refs were making good and bad calls all game. That's what they do. Fine. People get taken down or not taken down. It happens. Do they want to call the hold or not call the hold? It's what that happens. Minnesota goes down, convert a 4th down. They score a touchdown on a spectacular catch. Suddenly it's 27-24, and here comes the onside kick. Michigan, you figure have their hands teams on there, and Minnesota kicks an excellent ball. It stays down, like a little road runner on the bottom on the turf, and Minnesota actually picks it up. Their ball. But you look, and all of a sudden there's a flag. Minnesota got called for offsides. And I'm not sure what the rule is on this. I don't listen to the national broadcast. I hate hearing them. I listen to the Michigan broadcast. So that might explain my ignorance. So sorry if I'm wrong. You could put it in the box if you want. I don't know if the guy's not supposed to be in the neutral zone, like how you have on a hut, right? The defense has to be behind the line. There's the ball. The center has the ball. And then the offensive line's behind the ball. And the linemen and wide receivers, all that stuff, right? I don't really know if that guy, number 49 from Minnesota, was really offside or not. And that was a big, big pivotal play for Michigan. Because they got the ball on the second time. And they were miraculously able to run out the clock despite Orji botching a snap on a shotgun snap. Michigan was able to run out the clock. Now, I want to just point this out. Me and my brother were talking about this. Michigan was up 7. And Michigan was doing, fourth quarter, the drive that set up the game-winning field goal. And Michigan was being a complete idiot. Minnesota guy gets injured. The clock stops. Okay. When they reset, when they re-rack the play, there's 40 seconds on the play clock. And what does Michigan do? They hut the ball after like 4 or 5 seconds. You could have sat there and just huddled up and waited and ran your play, and you would have saved ran another 30 to 35 seconds off the clock. Where does that come into play? When Michigan has to somehow magically run a Kalel Mullins run for 7 seconds. And somehow, magically, it ran for 9 seconds, maybe 9 to 10 seconds. And then Michigan didn't have to hut the ball again. But time management, that just speaks to a question I have for Sharon Moore. I love the creativity, but I have the question, why are we not running the clock when you're doing a drive to bleed the clock? Why are you hutting the ball with 35 seconds left on the clock? There were 2 times where Minnesota's players were hurt, and they wasted time. Just let the clock run. Almost bit them. Because I tell you what, if Minnesota gets the ball back, I think they're scoring. Maybe you can hold them to a field goal. Another thing, still seen it. Wink. Mr. Cocky, I know what I'm doing. I don't understand his blitz schedule at all. Every time I saw him blitz someone, they didn't get home. When you just played 4-man and dropped 7, it seems to be fine. But no, let's blitz. And Minnesota was just picking them up like nothing, getting the ball out quick. Man, if I'm playing Michigan, I'm totally doing screens and swing passes and all that stuff to sideline. Because Michigan's so aggressive up front, they leave a big gap on the sidelines. So I would do that all the time. We'll see how other teams do. It's a work in progress, I tell you. I really am worried about our second half lack of adjustments. 6 points this second half. USC, we scored 7 in the second half just because Kalel Mullings went beast mode. I don't. It's not a good. I guess my brother says don't apologize for a win, but it's concerning. All the confidence I had, again, has left. It's kind of just like the Arkansas State game. It was going great, then completely gone. Second half. Going great in the first half, completely gone in the second half. How come all of a sudden Minnesota's they have a quarterback? I think he went 27 for 40. And somehow he can just pick us apart. Where we have this guy who's a big-time project. We couldn't address that and get a good quarterback, which is a big concern. I know Jaden Davis is on the team. I know you got other guys coming down the pipeline, a good quarterback this year, a good quarterback next year. If we hold on to them, really hoping Brady Hart stays. But man, when you see that Minnesota has such a better quarterback than we do, it really hurts. Hey guys, those are my foolish thoughts. Michigan gets the win. Don't apologize for a win, but it's concerning. But you know what? They got the win. No Josiah Stewart. No Will Johnson. Offensive line got injured some. Makari Page got injured. Loveland was out for a while. So Bell was out for a little while. I hope we don't have injuries. Last year, Michigan really avoided the injury bug. But hopefully they can avoid it this year. But man, imagine if Mullings got hurt. Oh, this team would be in big, big trouble. Hey guys, as always, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, put them in the box below. I'll try to respond as I'm able to. As always, go blue.